The rain against the window pane of Blackwood Manor sounded less like weather and more like a warning. For 10 years, the Duke of Blackwood, Julian Thorne, had listened to that sound alone. The servants whispered that he had a heart of stone, that the ice in his veins was colder than the winter frost covering his vast estate. They were wrong, of course. His heart wasn't stone. It was simply absent. It had left him exactly a decade ago, on the eve of his wedding, when Lady Eleanor vanished into the night, leaving behind nothing but a sapphire ring and a note that read, "Forgive me, forgive her." Julian poured himself a glass of brandy, his hand trembling slightly. How does one forgive a ghost? He had torn apart London looking for her. He had bribed dock workers, threatened carriage drivers, and hired Bow Street runners until his coffers ran low. Nothing. She was gone. Or dead. He preferred to think she was dead. It was less painful than the alternative, that she had simply run away from him. A sharp knock at the heavy oak library door shattered his reverie. "Enter!" he barked, not turning from the fire. "Your Grace," the butler's voice was hesitant. "There is a woman to see you. She is drenched, sir, and she has a child." Julian turned slowly. "I am not a charity house, Bates. Send them to the rectory." "I tried, Your Grace, but she insisted. She said she has returned your handkerchief." The glass in Julian's hand slipped, shattering against the hearth. The sound echoed like a gunshot. His handkerchief. A simple piece of embroidered silk he had given Eleanor when she scraped her knee in the rose garden when they were both 12. "Bring her in," Julian whispered. "Now." When the doors opened again, the draught chilled the room. The woman standing there was thin, her clothes threadbare and soaked with mud. She wore a hood that obscured her face, but Julian knew the way she held her hands. He knew the slight tilt of her head. Eleanor. The name felt foreign on his tongue. She pulled back her hood. Time had been cruel, yet she was more beautiful than the pristine debutante he remembered. Her eyes held storms he hadn't known existed. But it was not her face that stopped Julian's breath. It was the boy clinging to her skirts. The child could not have been more than 9 years old. He was shivering, his small coat patched and repatched. He looked up at the Duke with a mixture of terror and defiance. And in that gaze, Julian saw it. He saw the peculiar arch of the eyebrow. He saw the stormy grey irises that stared back at him from his own mirror every morning. The silence in the library stretched, thick and suffocating. "Why?" Julian asked, his voice breaking. 10 years, Eleanor. You left me at the altar. You destroyed me. And now you return. Why?" Eleanor stepped forward. Her voice was raspy, unused to warmth. "I did not leave to hurt you, Julian. I left to save you. Save me." He laughed, a bitter, harsh sound. "From happiness?" "From my father," she said, softly. Julian froze. Eleanor's father, the Earl of Crestwood, had been a gambler and a drunkard, but surely not a threat to a duke. "My father," Eleanor continued, placing a protective hand on the boy's shoulder, "had wagered my dowry. He lost. But he didn't just lose money, Julian. He lost me. He promised me to a creditor, a man known for burying his wives. If I had married you, that man threatened to kill you before the vows were exchanged. I couldn't let you die, Julian. So I ran." Julian looked at her, the anger warring with the old enduring love. "You should have told me. I would have fought him. I would have burned the world for you." "I knew you would," she whispered. "That is why I couldn't stay." She nudged the boy forward gently. "This is Leo. He asks about his father often. I told him his father was a great man, a brave man." Julian fell to his knees, not before the woman, but before the boy. He reached out a hand, hesitating, afraid the vision would dissolve. The boy, Leo, didn't flinch. He reached out a small cold hand and placed it in the Duke's large palm. "Are you the Duke?" the boy asked. His voice was Julian's voice, miniaturized. "I am," Julian choked out. Tears, hot and unfamiliar, pricked his eyes. "I am the Duke, and you are the heir I thought I would never have." Eleanor watched them, her strength finally failing her as she swayed. Julian caught her before she hit the floor, pulling her and their son into an embrace that smelled of rain, old books and redemption. The scandal would be immense. The ton would gossip for years. The Earl of Crestwood was long dead, but the debts might still remain. Julian didn't care. Let them come. Let the creditors and the gossips and the kings themselves come. He looked at the boy who had his eyes and the woman who held his heart. The winter at Blackwood Manor was over, but I wonder, dear listener, if you were in Julian's shoes, staring at the love of your life after 10 years of silence, could you have forgiven her so quickly? Or is 10 years of a stolen life too high a price to pay, even for protection? Tell me in the comments, would you have opened your arms or closed the door?